Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I want to talk to you about something that affects many people, but it isn't clearly visible. Perhaps growing up, you heard things in your playground. I know as I did, we actually had a song for it, which was called Sticks and Stones May Break Your Bones, but Names Will Never Harm You. How true is that? Thinking back in your own childhood, or perhaps even recently, where name calling and negative words were being told to you about who you were and other people's perception of you. Have those names and those words remained a part of you? Looking back at your own life of fights, I know I grew up with fights, were those scars, have they healed and those bruises, but yet what still remains are the name calling. Hearing words like, you're stupid, you're not enough, you're ugly, you're worthless. I know for myself, I grew up hearing words like I was stupid, I wasn't enough, I was never going to amount to anything. I began to believe it. I heard it so often, it became my identity in who I was. I began to live my life in the definition of those words, the way I saw the world around me and I saw myself. It affected my dreams, my hopes, and my ambitions. And I began to live my life limited based on all the negative words that was told to me about me. This is called verbal abuse. Today I will talk to you about what verbal abuse is, how it affects us physically and psychologically, and where is it that we can get help. Emotional and verbal abuse is non-physical damaging behavior like threats, insults, screaming, constant monitoring, or isolation. According to the Journal of Internal Medicine by several clinicians, they state that childhood abuse has been associated with a plethora of psychological and somatic symptoms as well as psychiatric and medical diagnoses. And some of these are referred to and adapted by thehealthyplace.com that indicate effects of verbal abuse with association to physical damage can show itself as chronic pain, migraines, frequent headaches, stabbing pains, ulcers, frequent ingestion problems, diarrhea, constipation, and many stress-related heart conditions. Psychologically, it can affect us through fear, anxiety, depression, stress, PTSD, memory gap losses, sleep and eating disorders, hypervigilance, irritability, anger issues, alcohol and drug abuse, suicide, self-harm, and aggressive behavior. The good news is that there is help, and some ways in which we can reach out to friends that we know and talk to them about it. We also have the ability to find community resources. There are many of them out there available. You can attend domestic violence group meetings. You can also find a counselor to talk to. And there are methods and ways in which we can change our mind through affirmations and changing the self-talk. And there's also hotlines and phone numbers available for us to reach out at any time. We can easily call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. It's an 800 number, and a website. Even on the website, you can click on the number and immediately talk to someone, as well as the day one, the call to safety. That phone number and that website also has a click, and immediately someone will talk to you. With today's technology and the way everybody likes texting, they make it available that's called Crisis Text Line. And you can text this number and be able to talk to someone immediately. And they always suggest, no matter what, you can always call 911 if you don't remember any of those numbers, and they will guide you to where you can get help. Most importantly, most psychologists and doctors suggest that the last thing you do is to talk to your abuser. Always reach out to someone else. So there is a road to recovery. And once someone begins to receive the help necessary, they will now begin to have a different language and new words in which they see themselves, which is like I am spiritual, healthy, loving, important, smart, and we get an opportunity to change the way in which we speak to ourselves. So there is hope. So tonight I have spoken to you about what verbal abuse is, how you can get help, and how it affects you. I hope that you're able to take this information, help yourselves or someone that you know. Thank you so much for being here.